When my son left home for university, the house became strangely quiet. I knew this day would come. I had prepared myself for years, telling my heart to be strong. But when the moment arrived, the silence felt heavier than I expected. For the first time in many years, I woke up without the sound of his door opening, without the morning rush, without the familiar, "Mom, where are my keys?" echoing through the hallway. He hugged me before leaving. It was quick, maybe 2 seconds, but warm enough to make my eyes sting. He said, "Mom, I'll call you every day." I nodded, pretending to be calm, pretending to be proud, pretending not to feel my chest tighten. When the door closed behind him, the house somehow grew bigger. The rooms looked cleaner but emptier. The kitchen felt cold without the smell of his breakfast. His shoes were no longer near the door. His jacket didn't hang on the chair. Even the cat seemed confused, walking from room to room as if looking for him. I tried to distract myself. I cleaned the house, then cleaned it again. I cooked too much food, forgetting there was only one person left to eat it. I turned on the TV, but the noise felt fake. I checked my phone too often, waiting for a message that did not come. As night arrived, I sat on the couch with a cup of tea. I remembered the years that passed too fast. His first steps, his first day of school, his teenage arguments, his late-night jokes. Now he was out in the world, living his own story, while I sat in the quiet of an empty living room. I tried to tell myself this was normal. Children grow. They leave. Parents must learn to let go, but letting go hurts in a way no one truly explains. Still, a small part of me felt grateful. Grateful that he grew into someone confident enough to chase his dreams. Grateful that I had done my job, even if my heart felt lonely. I whispered into the silence, "Be safe, my son." Then I waited for his first call. The first week without him was the hardest. Every sound in the house reminded me of his absence. The ticking clock felt louder. The washing machine sounded like a distant drum. When I cooked dinner, I automatically placed 2 plates on the table, then quietly removed one. I told myself to stay busy. I joined a morning walking group. I learned a new recipe every day. I even downloaded an app to learn English better, something I always wanted to do but never found time for. That's when I discovered Learn English with stories. Listening to simple stories helped me stay focused. And slowly the house felt less empty. The stories were easy to understand and comforting, like a soft voice guiding me through each long day. But even with distractions, the evenings were still difficult. I missed his questions, his laughter, his messy room, even his complaints about homework. Every time my phone vibrated, my heart jumped. But usually it was just a notification, never his call. One night, after another silent day, I finally gathered courage and called him. He answered after 3 rings. His voice sounded tired but cheerful. "Hey, Mom." "Sorry, I was in class." "Everything okay?" I wanted to say, "I miss you," but instead I said, "Just checking on you." He told me about his new dorm, his new friends, his new routine. He sounded excited, happy, independent. I listened and smiled, even though my eyes were wet. When the call ended, the silence returned, but it didn't hurt as much. At least I heard his voice. At least he was safe. That night I wrote a small note to myself. "You are strong. You raised a brave son. You can also begin a new chapter." And for the first time I believed it. A month passed. I adjusted to my new routines, though some days were still heavy. My English improved, thanks to the stories I listened to every morning. I even began writing short sentences in a notebook, practicing new words. Then something unexpected happened. One evening, my son sent a text. "Mom, can we talk? I need to tell you something." My heart raced. Parents always imagine the worst. I called him immediately. He sounded nervous. "Mom, I didn't want to worry you, but the truth is, it's harder here than I thought." His voice cracked slightly. "I miss home. I miss your food. I miss everything." My mother's heart softened instantly. I took a deep breath, trying not to cry. "It's okay to struggle," I said. "New beginnings are difficult for everyone, even me." He told me about the long classes, the expensive living costs, the pressure to fit in. He felt lonely sometimes, just like I did. Then he said something that made my chest warm. "I thought leaving home made me strong, but I think missing you made me stronger." I smiled through tears. "We are learning together," I told him. "You there, me here. Both of us growing." After the call, the house suddenly felt warm again. Not because he was here, But because our bond had stretched over miles and still stayed strong, I sat down and wrote in my notebook, "Love doesn't disappear when someone leaves. It grows, travels, and returns stronger." On a rainy Saturday morning, when I was practicing my English listening exercises, the doorbell rang. I opened the door and froze. My son stood there with a backpack soaked and smiling. "I had a short break," he said, "so I came home. I missed you too much." For a moment I couldn't speak. I just pulled him into a hug, the kind of long hug that says everything words cannot. Inside the house, he walked around slowly, touching the chairs, the walls, the kitchen counters as if they were old friends. "Everything feels the same," he said softly. I laughed. Maybe because I clean too much now. He ate his favorite food, talked for hours, listened to my stories about learning English, and even helped me practice a few new phrases. We laughed more in one afternoon than we had in months. But what touched me the most was what he said before sleeping. "Mom, I didn't leave you. I just grew up, and I want you to grow too. Keep learning. Keep living. I'll always come back." When he returned to university 2 days later, I didn't feel the same emptiness. This time I felt proud. I felt strong. And I felt connected to him in a deeper way than before. I continued my routine with a new purpose. Every story I listened to, every English word I learned, every quiet evening I spent, it all felt meaningful. Because I was growing alongside my son. And sometimes when the house felt too quiet, I remembered his words. "I didn't leave you. I just grew." Those words were enough to fill any silence.